country.
Yeah,
before
the thing
coming
about computer science is that it's so sick that like every single person in your class is like really smart, but everybody does things differently. You know what I mean?
That's the beauty.
That is the beauty
That's the
because
beauty.
everybody's so smart, but
Yeah.
they all have their own way of thinking, so that when they approach a problem, it's like they do it very effectively, but you'll read their code and be like, "Wow, I'd never
Because
never, ever."
and that's the beauty of programming, because that's why in my opinion, and like, just hear me out real quick. Like, computer science in the fundamentals is like as hard, like fundamentals as in like really getting to know what is happening in there is basically like rigorous math.
Yeah. Have you ever watched the interviews, the Google interviews, the coding interviews? You've never watched those? No, you have to. Okay, so it's like an interview where a recruiter for Google interviews somebody, and it's like recorded. Like they both have like face cameras and screen recordings of what they're doing, and the interviewer just asks them a question. And for example, one of them, it's like okay, you have a list of airports, and you need to like only some airports are connected directly. And
we literally had this problem.
yeah, like
in my class.
given or whatever, you
Okay,
need
sure.
to.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And then the interviewee has to like write
Code
down
it,
it,
yeah.
but like write it down in like a
Never heard
in like
of
a
this.
Google Docs, so like he can't check if it's right.
Oh no, that makes sense. No, that definitely makes sense. That
And
definitely
he
makes
also like he can also draw things to be like, okay, so here's how I'm thinking about this. You want to do this and do this,
sense.
and
Man,
then like
if you see computer science contests, bro, like
yeah,
literally basic. It's almost like, you know, you can compare a computer science contest to a math Olympiad.
probably.
Because a math Olympiad, if you think about it, is basic questions. Literally, like you have 5 apples and 6 bananas kind of questions. Is literally how it's framed.
Olympiad?
Yes.
No.
The questions are all rooted in base
Okay,
logic.
they're easy, but not.
No. I never said they're
like-
easy. No. They're not
No,
easy.
no, I
That's-
didn't know. I didn't mean easy. I meant like they're short questions, but they're still like
No, but I still believe
the hardest
they're-
possible questions you could
but
ask.
they're put in such an easy way, is what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say, right? Like in these Olympiads, they're put in such an easy way that you can just, okay, it's so simple. You try to do it, you have no idea what to do. In computer science and like all of these computer science contests, like I've seen, like my friend, I mean, I actually also took place in some, but my friend's really, really, really good, and he actually has won a few of these, and all of them have such, like, some of them are complicated technically speaking but it's so easy to understand for a computer scientist. Like even the words are super simple to go through. What the problem is asking, you get, but how to actually do it
Yeah.
is so crazy, because if you look at any of these computer science exams, you're basically given something to do, and you have to program it.
I've never done a computer science course.
Oh, well, yes, of
never
course. Then how would
seen
you?
it.
Yes, of course. No. I'm not talking about an exam like a school exam. Sorry, I'm talking about like an Olympiad, like an Olympiad. You know, like a competition, like a CS competition. So for those, I mean, there's also a really famous YouTuber actually that gets like first place in a lot of these things, and he codes, bro. He codes faster than you can think.
Damn.
Like, I'm not even joking. Like, this guy sees the question, he's like,
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
how are you even thinking? Anyways, so the point I'm trying to get at is that all of these people, like the Olympiad people and these guys, have something very much in common, which is this way of thinking in logic-based, like, you know, rigor. Because coding is fundamental in logic. And that's why it's so powerful for physics. And if you like math, if you like stuff that we've been talking about, you know, in math and, you know, proof-based math,
Yeah, CS
logic,
is
like
so
CS
fun.
is amazing,
So
because
fun.
because you know the feeling you get when you prove something is the exact same feeling you get when you finally figure out a function in coding.
Yeah, no,
is the
that's true.
exact same feeling.
That's true.
You know, that feeling of, oh, I finally, or something like that.
But coding is I think it's
It's more annoying.
it's-
It's very annoying.
no,
though.
it's annoying,
It's
but
very annoying.
but it's in some way I think it's kind of easier because you get an instant like somebody tells you you're wrong,
Oh,
and that's when you have a
no,
bug.
100%.
You know?
But let me tell you why you might also think it's easier, and that might be Python, because
Oh yeah, I
Python,
guess.
like I think the whole purpose of it was to be like super super simple. Like if you've ever
But
read Python,
why would you want something that's complicated?
because it's not no. It's not about the level of complication. It's about how much you're telling the program to do versus how much the program is doing for you.
But isn't simple better?
No, but you have to understand
Doesn't everybody
the
want
people. No, because a lot of times you want to tell the program to do very explicit things in very explicit ways. But sometimes Python takes care of things for you. For example, the easiest example that I can give you is errors, catch errors. It almost never gives you an error. Like there's so many times when like you'll make like a fundamental mistake, like you'll change like a variable up top and something like that, and it'll still run. How did it run? It's like, small things like that.
I don't think that's ever...
No, that actually does happen because Python understands the error. A lot of time, even with indices, when you mess up an index,
No way.
Python will figure out.
No,
yeah,
that's
so many
not
times.
true. I've never seen that ever. I've gotten so many like
You'll
index
get list error,
out of
you'll get
range.
your index out of bounds.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is there are many instances where Python will understand the error and not, again, not explicitly when you just write it down like that.
That is kind of
But
bad.
believe me when I'm saying like when there are like more complicated things to do, you definitely see a little bit lack of Python. Because again, Python is supposed to be just a very bare bone basic coding language. Like even the actual codes it's not codes, man. It's English. It's print. It's it's read.csv, stuff like that.
I guess.
You know
but
what I mean?
That's a good
So
thing. Why would you not want that?
I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying it's different.
Why didn't they
everything
do that the
else.
first time around with
I'm saying
every
it's
other?
different with everything else because everything else also was made a lot before. Python was also, I think, relatively.
No, it
newer.
is. It
Yeah,
is.
that's what I'm saying.
But
so like C and everything is like your foundational. Like if you look at C, it's literally like the computer is not doing anything. You're basically telling the computer exactly what to do. It's just that you doing it yourself will take a lot more time. Is the point of it, right? Which is why the computer is there in the first place, just to speed that process up. And which is why programming was invented in the first place, just to speed up that process of having a computer in the first place, right? Because the original computer was what? A console. And at the end of the day, you were just entering lines here and there and just getting values. You could access the internet through certain things and stuff like that, through a telephone back in the day and everything. But at the end of the day, programming is just so rooted into computers, into what we have today, that just understanding the way that programmers think is a really nice way to get along, especially in physics.
Did you know my dad, I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering this correctly, because my dad worked at the University of New Brunswick after he graduated.
Okay. Did you graduate from there?
Yeah. Oh. In computers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like hardware.
Wait, I know this. You mentioned this before. You mentioned this
like
before.
hardware computer science or something like that. And after he worked at the university, and I'm pretty sure he installed like the very first, or like he helped install the very first like internet connection in Canada, like North America. It was an IBM machine at the University of New Brunswick.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Crazy. Like something it's something like that. This was like in the 80s or 90s or I don't know.
Internet probably 90s. Oh no, no, that's the world. Internet probably earlier. Oh, I don't know.
Like it was probably late 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's really nuts.